that's your nationality.
Yeah, your nationality. So you got African Americans, Haitians, Dominicans, Guatemalans, West Indians. Where do you fall? You fall in the number one? You number one? You number one? Alright. So while we out here teaching, have you ever seen this before? What do you know about this? You seen this before? Your girl's an Israelite? So your wife, I guess your girl? Alright. Alright. So how do you feel about it? Yeah, alright, so I don't know if she ever really broke it down to you, but the whole thing about this right here, since you're number one, so you'll be an Israelite from the tribe of Judah. Not religiously, but that's your heritage, that's your nationality. That's right. That's why we put this table up here, this list, because this is what our oppressors have named us, but this is what God called us. Now, I don't know if she properly broke it down to you, but this is actually a heritage, a nationality. Let me get Sirach 24 and 23 out. Sirach 24 and 23. Right? And I'm going to prove this to you out of the Bible, whoever got it first.
Book of Sirach, chapter 24, verse 23. All these things are the book of the covenant of the Most High God, even the law which Moses commanded for an heritage unto the congregations of Jacob.
Right, so God have given us, this is our heritage, right? So we're not born into this, because many of us were born not knowing about this. Like, I was living a Christian or a Catholic my whole life, but those things was given to us by the white man over in Dominican Republic. Probably the brother's family was Catholic because he's from Haiti, because these are things that was brought over by the Europeans, right? So that's why we come out here to teach our people, because that's what building a nation is all about. Because we're trying to round up all these people because we're actually one nation, right? But they put all these names on us to keep us separate. You understand? And they call us what? They call us the minority. But how are we the minority when we're the majority of the earth? If you put all these people together, we can rule the earth if we wanted to. That's right. Plain and simple. Because when you look at these people, we're the strongest people. We build everything. Everything you see around you, the land you're walking, the sidewalk you're walking on, your forefathers built that during slavery. So that's why we come out and teach our people why all these things. Why are we at the bottom of society? If we're God's chosen people, why are we at the bottom of the bottom when we built this whole economy? We built up Egypt for Pharaoh during that time because we were slaves in Egypt. But then our people want to follow Egyptology. When those people had us in slavery, they used our mathematics and our science to build up Egypt and build up pyramids and a great city like Ramses for Pharaoh, right? Let me get Deuteronomy 7 and 6. Listen to what God thinks about you, brother, because this is very important, because this is your nationality, right? Because we got to get connected back to our power, because we can't save ourselves. We need that higher power. We need divine intervention to break these generational curses. That's right. And that's why we come out here to Lord willing, we enlighten our people and we open up their mind and plant that seed so you can do your own research, right? That's right. I'm not out here with a collection plate trying to get you to donate. I'm not out here to tell you, oh, come over here to this street and come to our church. Nah, this is church right here. Simply all we're doing is just sharing knowledge. Because knowledge itself is what? It's power, man.
Deuteronomy chapter 7 and verse 6. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God has chosen thee to be a special people unto himself above all people.
No, God is for everybody.
Above all people.
I thought God is racist.
Above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
God said, ever since the beginning of time, when man was created, he always created a chosen bloodline. And we just so happen to be that chosen bloodline. That's right. Plain and simple as that. That's right. That's why all these things happen to us, right? And we get punished for a lot of things and punished for our sins. And that's why you see predominantly these people on this chart are cursed out here. Because God is holding us to a higher standard than everybody else. That's why you see the white man, the Chinese man, the Arabic man can come over here and do whatever the hell they want, right? Sell drugs in our community, and they're always on top of us. They're always over there running the bodegas, right? The mini markets, right? You gotta go to the white man for loans, right? For your license, for a passport or so-called permission slip to just leave the country. But I thought we're not from here, so why do we need permission to leave when they brought us over here in the first place? Doesn't make no damn sense. That's why we're cursed as a people, right? You know about Moses? You know, like a little bit of what Moses did, like his backstory. Before he freed his people, right? And that's perfectly well said. He said his people, because there was many different nations back in the ancient days. Egypt is equivalent to the United States today. They were also the melting pot. They were the governing power during that time in that land over there. They had many nations under them, right, including us. But God sent Moses to save his people, right? That's right. Let me get Deuteronomy 28 and verse 1, because it's very important to know these things, because I'm not saying that we're always going to be cursed, but I'm saying that we're in the condition that we're in today is because our forefathers didn't want to keep God's commandments and God's laws. That's why we're in this predicament today. We're actually paying for our forefathers' sins. That's right. Even though you probably did nothing wrong, but you're paying for what your great grandfather did. You understand? Because we want to always do what everybody else is doing. And that's also why we come out here today, because we can't be following Thanksgiving, New Year's, what they got, July 4th. Because what? Christmas? Because what was our people doing during July 4th? We were still slaves. But meaning is what? It's a damn Independence Day. Independence for who? Because your forefathers, my forefathers were still in slavery during that time. It was independence from the white man, from the damn Europeans, not for our people. Right? Let me get this in Deuteronomy 28:1.
Book of Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 1. Read out. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments, which I command thee this day, that all these, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations of the earth.
So God is saying Moses is relating a contract to the people, and this contract was signed in blood, right? So Moses is saying, listen, he's speaking to these people, the Israelites, saying, if you keep God's commandments, you're going to be above all people of the earth. That's right. We're going to be the ruling power. That's right. We're going to be the kings, the priests, and the princes, and everybody else has to come to us. That's right. Just like how everybody uses the dollar and their currency, if we would keep his commandments and his laws and actually be obedient to the highest, to the Most High God, everybody will come to us for everything. But since what happened, we didn't want to do it, now what are we going to do? We got to go to everybody else, not just the white man. We got to go to the Chinese man, the Arabic man, right? For your food, for your shoes, for your Yankee hat. Because who makes all those things? It's not our own people. You might have pop and mom shops that might sell food or whatever in the corner, or a stand, right? Or a black-owned store, or a Latino-owned store. But where do they get their products from? And then they get taxed. And then they got to pay for the license. And then who they got to get the licenses from? We think we got, just because we have a little bit of a so-called freedom and you get a little bit of money in your pocket, that's not real freedom. Because you still got to go to your oppressor to go get these things. Let me get verse 15.
Deuteronomy 28 verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
Moses is saying, now if we don't keep the commandments, now we're going to be cursed. Straight up and down, we're going to be cursed. And that's the contract. You keep God's commandments, you're going to be blessed. You break them, you're going to be cursed. That's right. It's like with any contract. You sign up for a job, you're literally signing a contract. You don't adhere to the laws of your job or to the rules, they're going to fire you. The same thing with basketball players, artists, musicians, they sign contracts. Whatever they got to do behind closed doors, Satan, them worshiping, or whatever the case may be, they break that contract, what happens? They say something that they're not supposed to say, like Kanye West. What they do? They cut off all your damn the sponsorships, all those things, man. They take away your millions because now he's saying that, oh, we the real Jews, but they not, right? Kyrie Irving, right? They start they start black labeling you, man. And these things we have to understand.
It sounded good. They did it to Nick Cannon, but he bounced back though.
Exactly, to Nick Cannon. But what did they make Nick Cannon do? They make Nick Cannon apologize. So when you apologize
For telling the truth, though.
for telling the truth,
When you do, because he said it verbally, it's actually black and white.
Right.
In the book.
Exactly.
That sounds too
in the
much.
book. But at the end of the day, when you're apologizing, you're literally admitting that you did something wrong. So now he's actually Xing out everything that he said before that. Because he can be apologizing and not say that, oh, not literally say that, oh, what I said was wrong, but when you actually bow down and you actually go with what these elites are telling you to do and you apologize in front of national television or Instagram or Facebook or YouTube or whatever, you're actually taking all your words back. You got a point?
Yeah, they also after that, they make Nick Cannon put on a dress. I don't know if you've seen that video.
Oh yeah.
So that's like mocking them.
So it's like mocking them.
You ain't nothing.
You see that? You see that?
That's right.
You see that? And that's how they have our people. Because we the Israelites, they know we're the chosen people. The only people who don't know are the predominantly of our own people.
That's right.
We feel in our spirit that there's a greatness within us. You feel it in your blood, in your veins. You know you come from somewhere great. Just by your straight up melanin, you know that you're better than the white man. You can play basketball better than him. You can run faster better than him, man. You can do anything and everything better than him. Meanwhile, they have to go to years and years and years of college or years and years and years of damn athletic school to do what you can do. When our people can do it straight up and down once they come out of the womb of the mom, man. They're just like athletically more better built. You can go to the gym for probably like 2 weeks and be ripped, while the white man is in there for 6 months, still can't compete with you, man. Because we're just built like that. Let me get verse 46, because remember, because Moses says that we're going to be cursed. But I got to show you, brother, these curses. Why? Because it's going to show you that we will be the people of this book. Because I can't just sit here and tell you that you're chosen, or that you're a king, and that you come from the tribe of Judah, that you come from the same lineage and the same bloodline as Christ, without me proving it to you. I have to show you in the book. That's why it's very important to know these things.
That's right.
You got to get connected back to your power, brother.
Deuteronomy 28 and verse 46. And they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever.
So Moses is saying that these curses, I'm going to read you like 3 curses. I'm not going to read you all because there's a whole bunch of curses. But when you read these curses, they're going to be a curse and a sign, and they're going to show you who God's chosen people are. Because what does a sign do? Like, if I want to look at where that bus is going, I look at B41 is going into downtown Brooklyn. A sign gives you direction, right? Same thing that these curses are going to do for you. They're going to give you direction to bring you back to your true nationality, to bring you back to your God, and to show you that God is the God of Israel and not the God of everybody else, not the God of the whole world. God made everybody, but God made everyone within their own lot. Everybody has their own job, but it just so happens that we the people, the so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native American of Negro and indigenous descent, are the people of God. And we were chosen to rule this earth, but because we didn't want to keep the commandments, God has us at the bottom of all these other nations.
That's right.
Verse 16.
Deuteronomy 28 and 16. Cursed shalt thou be in the city.
What the Lord say?
Cursed shalt thou be in the city, and cursed shalt thou be in the field.
Hey, God said straight up, if you don't keep these commandments, you're going to be cursed out here. Cursed in the city. When you look at our people in the city, right here in Brooklyn, you go to the Bronx, you go to Fordham Plaza, you go to Queens, you go to Harlem, you go to Compton, you go to Baltimore, you go to Chicago. How are people living predominantly in every major city in the world? Where you find us at? How are we living? As a nation of people. Because I know some of our people, the 1%, they make it out. They become musicians, they get a little bit of money in their pocket, but predominantly our people, how we living? For real, for real.
Not good.
Not good, man.
Not good.
When you compare us to all the other nations in the world, it's like everybody else prosper except for us, right? And when you think about, when you said cursed shall thou be where?
Cursed shalt thou be in the city, and cursed shalt thou be in the field.
And God said, God made it more specific, and cursed you're gonna be in the field. What people was cursed in the field, working in the fields? Throughout all history, right? Not them, not this man, right? Not that fake Jewish guy down over there, or whatever, a fake Jewish woman or whatever. Not them. Because who was working in the fields? We got posters up here, right? With the iron around your neck, the yoke of iron on your neck, right? It says to be sold a cargo of 94 prime healthy Negroes. They buy you and then they sell you off into the field, so you don't know what plantation you're going to.
How did you let that happen to you?
Right?
Why did you get caught out there?
Excuse me. I'm speaking to this man right
crazy.
here.
Okay.
Don't be rude.
That's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? And God's saying that's going to happen to his people. Cursed shall be in the city and cursed shall be in the field. Because remember, this is a contract that God said, if you don't keep my commandments, these things are going to happen to you. Right? Go to verse 47.
I got a question. I got a question.
Many times over.
All right. At that time, right?
Hold on. Yo, can you hold on a second? Hold your peace.
Okay.
Hold your peace.
I'm just curious.
Have you been to school before? You wait your turn, right? Right.
Sure.
Go ahead.
I want to know. At one point, why were we enslaving our own people?
Okay. That a lot of people think like, oh, your people sold yourselves into slavery.
I'm just saying, like, all right, like, say,
Yeah.
okay, when they came and started trading goods or guns, it's like my own brother
Right.
sold me for some,
I got you.
for some artillery.
I got
you.
you.
What I'm saying?
That's a misconception that they teach you in school. They say that Africans sold, or black people sold other black people. But you gotta remember that. I'm gonna show you something real quick. Who got the Bible dictionary? Right? We're gonna get the definition at hand. Because they say not all skin folk or kinfolk, right? Because just because you got melanin, the East Indian man got melanin, right? But is the East Indian man the same as you? No, right? So that's the same thing. There's over 50 different countries in Africa, right? Not all those people are the same as you. So just because they have the same melanin as you, or they might kind of sort of look like you, that doesn't mean that you guys are the same people. That's why that's why religion has destroyed our people. When you go into the Bible, it has nothing to do with religion. It has to do with nations of people. You understand? And we're gonna show you that there's a difference between you and the real Africans that you find at Canal Street selling fake purses. You understand? Because those are the people that sold you into slavery. That's right. Let me get this.
These out of the Zondervan Bible Dictionary.
Right.
The definition of Ham. The youngest son of Noah, born probably about 96 years before the flood, and one of the 8 persons to live through the flood. He became the progenitor of the dark races, not the Negroes.
Now who?
Not the Negroes.
So you remember Noah had 3 sons. You know the story about Noah? When God flooded the earth?
Yeah.
Right? Noah had 3 sons that survived him with the flood. Right? It was Ham, Shem, and Japheth. So it says Ham was the progenitor of the dark races, but it said not the Negro. Read that one more time for the brother.
He became the progenitor of the dark races, not the Negroes.
Not the Negroes. So the Negroes come from a different line. They come from the line of Shem. From Shem come the chosen line of God's people. Keep going on that.
But the Egyptians,
But who?
the Egyptians,
So the real Africans would be the Egyptians,
Ethiopians, Libyans,
the Libyans,
and the Canaanites.
and the Canaanites. Now when you look at the phenotype of those people, they don't look like you, brother. They don't look like you. The skull structure, the eyes, the way the eyes are sunken in, the way the eyes are spread apart, it's a whole different people.
They're not cool like that.
And they exactly like what the brother.
They can't do the things we do.
They can't what?
They can't do the things we do.
And they can't do the things they do.
Also, a lot of the Hamites, you see they don't have facial hair. They don't grow hair.
Right.
That's one thing. And a lot of them know who they are. That's why they call the so-called African American Akata, which means cotton picker in their language.
Right.
But they know.
Right.
You don't know your roots or your heritage.
Exactly. Right. So even they know who you are, right? Man, what was that precept? And you were I brought it out last week. I forgot already, man. Yeah. It says and you were sold into the Grecians.
I got you.
In Joel, yeah, kind of water. Let me get that real quick.
It's like this is book of Joel, chapter 3 and verse 4. It says, "Yeah, and what have ye to do with me, O Tyre and Zidon?"
Tyre and Zidon biblically would be the true Africans, right? God is speaking to the Africans right here. What do you have to do with me, O Tyre and Zidon?
And all the coast of Palestine, right? Will ye render me a recompense?
In all the coast of Palestine, because the real Palestinians will be actually dark people, the Babylonians. The people that are in Palestine today, that are fighting for that land, those aren't the real Palestinians. Right. The ancient Palestinians were talking. The actual people that they were actually Hamites, exactly. Like they were African people that ruled in Palestine. Right.
Called Nubians.
There you go.
Will ye render me a recompense? And if ye recompense me swiftly and speedily, will I return your recompense upon your own head, because ye have taken my silver and my gold.
Right. God is saying, these people, these Africans, Tyrians, Idan, you taken my silver and my gold. God is going to tell you who that silver and gold is for him.
Because ye have taken my silver and my gold, and have carried into your temples my goodly pleasant things. The children also of Judah.
The children of who?
The children also of Judah.
God is saying the children of Judah. This is who God is referring to as the silver and gold and his treasure. The children of Judah, which will be the real Jews, Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. 1, 2, and 3. These will be considered the southern kingdom. When you read the Bible, these will be considered the real Jews.
That's right.
Right? The children of Judah.
And the children of Jerusalem.
And who?
And the children of Jerusalem.
And the children of Jerusalem, which will be number 4 on down, which will be Israelites. They're not Jews, they're Israelites, but they're not Jews. The children of Jerusalem, go on.
Have ye sold unto the Grecians?
Have ye who?
Have ye sold unto the
It
Grecians?
says these people, these Africans, have sold these people unto the Grecians. Who are the Grecians today? The Greeks, the Greek freak, the white people, the Romans, the Italians, right? The Frenches, the Englishmen, the Grecians, right? He says these African people have sold my people to white people. And who else?
That ye might remove them from far. That ye might remove them far from their border.
Right. So that is saying that God is saying that the Africans sold these people into slavery and they removed them far from their border, meaning they were moved to the 4 corners of the earth. They were sold all over the world and they were literally removed from their homeland. Literally far from your home. Because you're literally standing far from your homeland. Because you were, yeah.
Far from the homeland.
Look at the slave trade right there, the transatlantic slave trade. They shipped us all over the place. They shipped my people back to Spain, all through Europe. Right? They ship your people from the west coast of Africa to the damn Caribbeans, North America, in Europe. You can find a black man all over the world. Who's that talking about? Not everybody can say that, realistically. When you read that verse, and I literally just broke it down to you, plain and simple. Is that talking to this man right here? Or is that talking to you? It's talking to you, brother. Right? Let's go back to the curses, man.
How'd you get there?
Does that answer your question?
Did you get there on your own?
All praises.
I brought you there.
You see that? At the mouth of the devil. You see that, brother?
Yeah, I'm just
you see
telling
that, brother?
I'm just telling
Hey, the Lord is letting it manifest for you right now.
You want to have this conversation?
Hey, God is trying to show you your enemy, man. That's your enemy.
I'm not your enemy.
That's a damn devil right
I
there.
personally didn't do that. My father's father showed
But you gotta wait your turn. You gotta shut up and you gotta wait your turn.
That's crazy.
That's spiritual, but this is spiritual. This is a spiritual battle right here.
Spiritual warfare.
Brother, listen up, bro, because this devil is trying to take away the wisdom from you, man. And he's trying to do a good job.
I want to hear.
Hey, you shut up, you damn dog.
I want to hear that.
You shut up, you damn dog.
I want to return. I don't want to repent.
Deuteronomy 28 and verse 47.
I'm going to take account.
It's Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 47. Because thou servest not the Lord thy God with joyfulness and with gladness of heart for the abundance of all things, therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies.
So what?
Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies.
God's saying, he's speaking to our forefathers. He's saying, hey, because you don't want to listen to God and you don't want to serve him with the joyfulness in heart and in sincerity, right? He says you're gonna serve your enemies.
That's right.
Right? Because who are our people serving today? It's obvious, man. We're still serving our enemies to this very. They don't have yokes of iron on your neck right now, but they got you in mental slavery, working 9 to 5, 8 to 4, right? Breaking the Sabbath day, making you work on the Saturday on God's holy day when you're not supposed to be working. What happened? Paying taxes, paying tribute to them, to his forefathers.
Hey, I pay taxes.
Not only did they put us in slavery, after slavery they're like, all right, they didn't give you the 40 acres and a mule, and now they say, all right, now we had you in slavery for 400 years. Okay, all right, but now you gotta pay us taxes. If that's not a damn devil, I don't know what is, man. Go on.
Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee in hunger,
In what?
in hunger,
Right.
and in thirst.
Right? So you gotta go to your enemies for everything. When you're hungry, when you're thirsty, when you go to Target for food, when you go to McDonald's, when you go to Walmart, anywhere, man. You go to TGI Fridays and you hungry, you want to buy something to eat, or when you're thirsty, Who owns all these places, man? Think about it, brother. Everybody that owns these places, it's always the other nations. It's not our people. Right? That's a fact, man. You can Google these things. You got Google, man. You got a supercomputer in your hand. You can Google these things, man. Go on. And when you're thirsty, you got Poland Spring, right? What other damn? You got vitamin water, Fiji, Dasani, right?
Your water bill.
Yeah, you gotta pay a water bill, man. And who owns these places, man? Because supposedly the water falls freely from the sky, right? You got springs all over the country, like springs, literally water that comes out of the earth. But now they charging you a tax to be able to access that water, when that water should be free, right?
For the service.
They say it's for the service, but what?
But they say it's for the service. But if you go for yourself and try to make your own connections, they find you, they put you in jail, you can't even do it. So
you can't even do it. You can't even collect water. You get your neighbor to complain, hey, yo, damn, a man like this as your neighbor, seeing that you're collecting water, you'll call the cops on you. Be like, nah, what's going on here? You're not supposed to be doing that. Trying to be self-sufficient, trying to have your own garden and whatnot, and then you got these people over here trying to find you for that, man.
Yeah, but me individually.
Right? It says,
Come on, guys.
therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee, in hunger and in thirst and in nakedness,
and in what?
And in nakedness.
And in nakedness. So even for your clothes on your back. How many hundreds of years did our forefathers pick cotton, man? How many years? You know how much cotton that is? That's a lot of damn cotton, man. We should be getting it for free. Right. We probably have the same cotton today that our forefathers picked, just circulating around somewhere. And you're paying for it. Go on. Right.
And in nakedness and in want of all things.
And God said not only that, and God said in want of everything. Anything you need, anything you can think of, you have to go to your enemy to buy these things. Just like how I was breaking it down to you, you need a license, you gotta go to him. You gotta go to the DMV, right? You need a damn loan, right? You try to put on your best suit, you shave your face, go into the bank, try to talk the best white man voice you damn have, man, and they still deny you, man, because your credit ain't good enough. Who invented credit, man? You need to travel. So how are you gonna get around? They won't give you a car, they won't give you a license, and now you can't get a job. You can't get a good job and damn support your family because they think your credit is not good enough. That's the damn devil, man. Go on.
And in one of all things, and he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck.
What the Lord say?
And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck.
God's saying he's gonna put a yoke of iron on your neck, man. Right? What people had a yoke of iron on their neck in slavery? You go on your phone right now, or any brother can go on their phone right now and Google yoke of iron. The first thing that's gonna pop up is this man right there. Or a so-called black man with a yoke of iron on his neck, because that's the only thing in the only time in history where it's known where people had literally yokes of iron on their neck. Right? Not shackles on your feet, on your hands, but literally a yoke of iron on your neck. So that when you try to run away, you'll get caught in a thicket or in a bush somewhere and you get stuck. Right? There's more on that?
Right. And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee.
And he's saying until he have destroyed you. So he's gonna keep that yoke of iron until you're destroyed. You seen the movie Roots?
Yeah.
What happened to Kunta Kinte?
He cut his foot off.
Yeah, and they was whipping him.
Yeah.
They were like, what's your name?
Kunta.
Toby.
Yeah, Toby. Oh yeah. Fact, Toby.
No, he kept saying Kunta Kinte.
Yeah, he kept saying Kunta Kinte, but the white man kept trying to say, nah, this is your name.
Yeah, Toby. Yeah.
Toby. And then what happened? And what happened to his generations and his generations?
It's like they whipped him into submission.
Yeah. And then what? And so then he got into submission, so now he's calling himself by this name, and then what do you think happens to his sons and their family? Hey man, they just forget who they are.
Exactly.
And that's what happened to our people. And that's what we're trying to enlighten our people. We have forgotten who we are. And we're trying to bring you back to who you are. Because you're a king, brother. Right? Or your girl who you say is your girl, hey man, she knows something. She knows something, brother. She might not have broken it down to you the right way. I mean, I don't know your conversations, but That's why, hey man, you didn't bump into us for no reason, man.
That's right.
That's right.
God is trying to bring you back and trying to show you that you a king on this earth, man.
That's right.
You got the blood of Christ running through your veins, man. And a lot of people don't even know it. You have a gift. You have a gift. God has chosen you. God didn't choose this man. God created this man just to be destroyed, just to be a devil.
So get on with it. Then.
Right? Go on.
The last 5.
Right? Let's get the nail in the coffin, the last verse. I got you, brother.
Oh, I'll be right. Let me go pick up my phone real quick. I'm coming right back.
All right, brother. Grab a flyer real quick, brother. Before you go, grab a flyer. Yeah, no, we got
I gotta
flyers.
pick up my phone for the
Right here in this bag right here. I think it's in the front or the back pocket.
Come back.
No, I'm coming right back. I'm going to Apple. Pick up my phone.
I got you, King.
That's what I was
But we're gonna give you this flyer just in case you get,
No
you know,
problem.
something happens, you know.
Nah, ain't nothing gonna happen.
You get caught up somewhere, your girl call you trying to go home.
Coming right back.
Take that flyer, brother. Lord willing, you come back, brother. Learn more,
Coming
brother.
back. Yep. I'll be right back.
All right, King. Bet. Right? Hey, you damn hey, devil, come over here.
All right, my turn finally.
Yeah, what's going on, man? It's your turn finally. You waited patiently. You're still a damn devil, though. What's good? What's up?
Let me
It's
ask you
gravy.
a question. What do you guys think about the 23andMe DNA tests and the ancestry stuff like that?
It's totally bogus.
Garbage.
Garbage.
So whatever.
They did DNA test on a dog. They said it was a Native American.
Oh, okay.
So it's bogus.
Because my test came back and it said it was mostly Southern European and British and 1% Ethiopian.
Okay.
So just say, for example, that it was true that as a white person I have just that 1% of Ethiopian in me. Does that count? Is that just enough to maybe?
I got you. I'm gonna answer your question.
Is enough.
Is it possible?
Yeah, it's enough. We're gonna show you out of the Bible, out of God's words.
Because listen,
You got it?
It's the book of Zephaniah, chapter 2, verse 12. Ye
So
Ethiopians.
this is what's gonna happen if you cleave to the Ethiopians, right? If you end up being an Ethiopian, this is what God said that's gonna happen to the Ethiopians.
Ye Ethiopians also, ye shall be slain by my sword.
You shall what?
Ye shall be slain by my sword.
No, they're gonna get salvation.
Ye shall be slain by my sword.
So you still want to be an Ethiopian?
well,
Because God said that those Ethiopians are gonna be slain, cut down by the sword. I mean, regardless.
like I'm
What's your father? What's your father?
my father's British.
British. All right,
he's
let me get Revelation 13:9.
My father is not specifically, but descended from colonizers.
All right. Well,
And my
then, yeah,
mother's
I mean, there's
Southern Italian, Romans, those are colonizers too.
I mean, I hate to be the bearer of bad news. I mean, not
But-
yet, but not really. But no
so
matter
what
what,
does
you're
that
gonna get
mean?
destroyed. You're gonna get
Because
destroyed.
it's like my personal background, I grew up in New York City, and
I mean,
also
it doesn't matter.
paid taxes.
It's about your forefathers. So let me get numbers
So
35
I
and
gotta
33.
like pay the price,
Yes,
like
you do.
all the way back.
You do, right? Let me get Revelation 13:9, and let me get numbers 35 and 33. It doesn't. I mean, it does seem fair because an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth.
Yeah,
Because
but-
did the white man ever pay for what happened to what they did? They rape, robbed, and murdered the whole earth. Have they paid for it to this day? No. Aren't we still paying for those things? Because remember that young brother that was here before, he still doesn't know who he's still calling himself black. Did the white people ever show them their nationality, or show that brother, or show black people or Hispanic people their nationality?
Of course not.
Of course not.
The goal is the opposite of that.
Exactly. So don't you think it's fair that what your people reap, you have to sow?
Yeah, but don't you also think that it's possible that I, as a descendant of those people, not a perpetrator of those things, I'm a descendant of those people, don't I have some obligation to correct it in some way? Is there a possibility
Con,
that,
I know what you're gonna get. You can hold that. You still got numbers 35 and 33? Con, you can get what you're gonna
all
get.
of this shit.
What you got? Con.
That's got to count for
All right,
something, right?
well, we'll see what the Most High God, the God of heaven and creative earth, has to say.
Okay, let me get it.
It's the book of Revelation, chapter 13, verse 9. If any man have an ear, let him hear.
God said, if you have any understanding, understand this.
He that leadeth into captivity
Right.
shall go into captivity.
What did God say?
He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity.
One more time.
He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity.
Go on.
He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword.
Right.
Here is the patience and the faith of the saints.
So God is saying, he that leads a people into captivity shall go into captivity, and he that kills with the sword must be killed with the sword. And it said, here is the faith and the patience of the saints. And the saints of God is his chosen people, the Israelites.
I didn't do any of those things.
Okay, well, we're gonna get this for you.
This is about us. What happened to us, right? This is Lamentations chapter 5 and verse 7. Our fathers have sinned.
Our what?
Our fathers have sinned.
Our fathers have sinned, go on.
And are not. Meaning they dead.
And are not, which my forefathers are dead. But I'm still paying for the sins.
So am I.
And so are your fathers, they're dead.
Yeah, and I'm paying for their sins too.
Go on.
It says, our fathers have sinned and are not, and we have borne their iniquities.
Right? And you have borne their iniquities. You have passed, their iniquities have been passed down to you. Yeah, whether you like it, believe it or not.
No, I don't like it.
Well, that's the truth. That's what it is.
Yeah, but what's the remedy?
This is Isaiah 14 and verse 21.
Bring it on.
Prepare slaughter.
What the Lord say?
Prepare slaughter.
What did he got to prepare for?
Prepare slaughter.
Right.
For their, for his children.
Right.
For the iniquity of their fathers.
Right.
That they do not rise, nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities.
So God said, prepare slaughter for the iniquity of your forefathers, right? So that cancer, because your people, they're a cancer on this earth.
Right.
God said that you got to get cut down.
I'm
It
sorry.
sucks, but that's your
Sorry
lot.
about that.
That's your lot. Don't say sorry to me. I'm still going to exist.
So
Our spirit is still going to be on this earth. But God said that your guys are literally,
ironically,
you
I'm
guys
here
are
also.
literally, you guys are going to get cut off. You guys are going to get what? Extinct.
When does that start?
It's going to start pretty soon.
Like right now? Are you guys gonna fuck me up?
No, we're not saying right now. When the Lord comes back.
Okay, but I mean, what happens after all of it? Like after all the punishment has been dealt out, right?
It doesn't matter because you're not going to be here. You're not going to be existing.
I might be.
You're not going to exist. God said you're going to be eradicated off the face of the earth. Because God said you're a cancer. Because God doesn't want your iniquities to go about the earth and
He seems to be tolerating these
everything.
iniquities for a very long time.
Yeah,
I mean,
this
has been going on for thousands of years. Like, when's he gonna step in already?
So it's like
why? Like,
so,
where is he? He didn't back you up when all this shit was happening.
So check this out, because he's letting.
Why did God let this happen?
Because he's letting the crimes accumulate. So
Why?
when the DEA finds out, or the FBI, they find out that there's a damn drug house or a drug. Literally, listen to what I'm telling you. Listen to what I'm telling you. If the DEA or the FBI find out that there's a drug house and they're literally importing thousands and thousands of pounds of cocaine, do you think they're gonna crash through that house and as soon as they find out? No, they rack up the charges. God is racking up the charges on y'all, man.
It's been going on for thousands of years.
Yeah,
Like,
and that's why, and that's the point. So that when your judgment comes, you guys aren't gonna have an excuse.
So like,
you have no repentance of sins.
As a white,
you have no repent. You can't repent.
I can't rat out. I can't rat out other white people.
Nah, I mean you can, but that's not gonna do you. Damn, it don't matter. You're still gonna get your judgment.
Sorry.
You're still gonna get your judgment.
All right.
I mean this.
But am I personally gonna get it, or my descendants gonna get it? Like, am I because I'm fine. I mean, no.
There is one thing you can do.
Oh, please.
There is one thing that you can do.
More than anything, please.
Do you accept that what we're telling you is the truth and it's fair judgment?
Broadly speaking, yes.
Yes.
Broadly speaking, yes.
Well, I'm talking about morally.
Morally, yes.
Yes. It's right. Right.
I mean, when you get into the specifics, we can argue the nuance forever, but like broadly speaking, yes.
Well, we're gonna see if that's
yes,
a fact.
I accept that.
We're gonna test that.
And also, it troubles me very deeply, my friend, if I can call you that. You know, I mean, I personally, I'm just out here. I grew up in New York. I'm doing my thing, but my antecedents have perpetuated great inequities upon your people.
Are you sorry for your ancestors?
Of course.
Since you represent your colonizer forefathers, are you sorry for what they did?
Essentially, yes.
All right, well, let's see. Let's see if you're a man of truth and a man of your word.
It's Isaiah 49 and verse 23. And kings shall be thy nursing fathers.
And what?
And kings shall be thy nursing fathers. And their queens thy nursing mothers.
Right.
They shall bow down to thee.
They shall what?
They shall bow down to thee.
God is saying that these people that have put us in slavery, they're going to be nursing us people.
You want me to bow down to
They have to bow down to us. And they shall what?
That's not bowing down.
That's not bowing down.
So what do you mean?
Both knees down.
Yeah.
Okay.
Your face towards the ground.
No homo, right?
They shall bow down to thee with their face toward the earth.
With their what?
With their face toward the earth.
Right?
And lick up the dust of thy feet.
And what?
And lick up the dust of thy feet.
And what?
And lick up the dust of thy feet.
And you're gonna lick the dust of the feet of that brother's foot, man.
I got my limits.
You see the A.
I think I did pretty good.
Then you're not sorry. You're not truly sorry.
No,
you know what we had to endure during slavery? You know what we had to do?
Yeah.
You know what they did to our, you know what your forefather men did to our men? They buck raped them, man.
Why did you let that happen? How'd they get away with that? I mean, look at me. You
You're
think
proud,
I could
man.
buck rape anyone?
You're not a man of your word.
No, but I'm just saying, why did, like, let's ask the question.
You're not a man of your word.
Listen, I gave you a lot.
You really didn't. My forefathers gave more.
Well, why did you let that happen? How did I get over on you?
We didn't let that happen. The Most High God let that happen.
You got raped by Europeans.
God let that happen because we...
Why did God do that to you? Why did
Lamentation chapter 1 and verse 14. The yoke of my transgressions is bound by his hand.
What?
Is bound by his hand. They are wreathed and come up upon my neck. He has made my strength to fall.
He has what?
He has made my strength to fall.
God have made his chosen people his strength to fall. God controls everything. Everything is because God let it happen. And he let it happen because why? Because we're God's chosen people and we didn't want to do what.
He wanted to punish you?
Yes, it's a punishment. It's a punishment.
So he inflicted the
Lord
on you.
The Lord
Why?
has delivered me
Why?
into their hands.
The Lord has what?
The Lord have delivered me into their hands.
God has made us to be delivered into your hands.
So I'm just a tool also.
Yeah, you're also
I'm
a tool.
just a slave.
Exactly right.
God just used me for evil without
From
my
whom
consent.
I am not able to rise
Is that
up.
what you're saying?
From whom I am not able to rise up.
And we can't rise over you. We can't do it
Of
ourselves.
course you can.
We can't do it ourselves because if we wanted
What are you talking about?
we would have did it by now.
This is some victim mentality.
Martin Luther King
shit,
tried.
Man. You could do
all
whatever
these
the fuck
black
you
leaders
want,
tried.
man.
All these Latino
You created your
tried.
own shackles.
No. God
Yes,
is in
you
control.
did.
God is in
Blame the
control.
fucking victim.
God is in control. The Most High God is, and God has used you as a sword.
Relax.
The Lord has trodden underfoot all my mighty men in the midst of me. He has called an assembly against me to crush my young men. That's it.
Right? So God is in control. Point blank and period. That's what it's saying.
Well, you know what? He sucks because we're all miserable then. If God's in control and this is what we got, it fucking sucks. It just created inequities and enmities amongst men. We should all be friends. And the fact because God has divided us against each other, you took the bait too. You got suckered into all this shit. The slaver requires a slave.
3 and 4, I bet. Isaiah chapter 3 and verse 4.
Bring it out.
And I will give children to be their princes, and babes shall rule over them.
And what?
And babes shall rule over them. And the people shall be oppressed, every one by another, and every one by his neighbor. The child shall behave himself proudly against the ancient, and the base against the honorable.
See that? So God has bestowed it to you and your power to rule over us. And since you took that power, you realized your power, you guys abused it. You abused that power. And you still abuse it to this very day.
You're out here fucking doing this.
Let me get that.
It's the book of Psalms, chapter 17, verse 13. Arise, O Lord, disappoint him, cast him down.
What the Lord say?
Cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword.
Who is the white man?
Which is thy sword.
Who is this man?
Which is thy sword.
And like you just said, you were right. You are a tool of God. You're just a tool. You're literally just a tool. That's all you were made for. A tool.
Are you also?
A tool to reap judgment. That's all you are.
Okay.
There's nothing special about you.
All right, so I gotta
You're
go.
just a tool of
so
God.
I gotta go soon. So if you wanna,
Numbers 35 and 33, right?
I mean,
Yeah, you just gotta get ready for slavery.
but when?
You
man?
gotta get ready for slavery. Come,
When?
you get your piece of it.
When?
This is Matthew chapter 18 and verse 6.
Bring it on.
I'll start at verse 5. It says, whoso shall receive one such little child in my name receives me. But whoso shall offend one of these little ones,
Who shall what?
whoso shall offend one of these little ones,
And y'all people offended. Y'all people straight up and down violated our people, man. And then God said, and who shall what offend one of these little ones? What's gonna happen?
Sorry about that.
whoso shall offend one of these little ones which believe in me, it were better for him that a millstone were hung about his neck, and that he were drowned in the depth of the sea.
Hey, man, it would have been better if you just put a rope around your neck to attach it to a damn millstone and cast yourself into the sea, man.
Why? We could do it to you instead.
Right? That's
I mean, I just still can't understand,
Right.
like, how we
This
got
is
over
Numbers
on you.
chapter 35 verse
You know, it's
33.
like all of this shit.
So
we
ye shall
did
not
this too.
pollute
Look at
the
me.
land
Look at you
wherein ye
guys.
are.
Right? And your father, your forefathers polluted this land. This land is literally drenched in the blood of the so-called Native Americans and black people. And God's saying, you shall not pollute the land where you live.
For blood it defileth the land.
Blood what?
Blood it defileth the land.
What does man do?
Blood it defileth the land.
Sorry.
And
I'm
the land
fucking
cannot
sorry.
be cleansed of the blood that is shed therein, but by the blood of him that shed it.
The only way this land can be cleansed is by your blood. Your blood has to be cleansed.
So do it.
Your blood has to be shed, man.
Then do it.
And that's what's gonna happen
Do
in
it.
these last days.
You do it to
you
me
and
now.
the people behind all these white people, they're gonna go into slavery.
Do
man.
it now.
For all the things that your
Do
people
it
did to
now.
our people. For all the things that your people did to their sisters, forefathers, and foremothers, man.
Let's
You're
get
gonna
this
go into
over
slavery.
with.
You're
Let's
gonna
get
get cut
this
down, and that's it. And you're gonna
By
be
who?
eradicated off the
When?
face of the earth, man.
When?
Pretty soon, man.
When?
You better get ready,
Why
man.
don't you
Pretty
do it?
soon.
Why
Book
don't
of
you do it?
Obadiah, verse 8. Shall I not in that day, saith the Lord, even destroy the wise men out of Edom?
Even what?
Even destroy the wise men out of Edom?
Even destroy the wise man out of Edom, man. You Edomite, you're gonna get cut down and put into slavery, man. And you're not even a wise man. You're gonna be turned to dust, man, in those days, man.
That's right.
And understanding out of the mount of Esau, and thy mighty men, O Teman, shall be dismayed, to the end that every one of the mount of Esau may be cut off by slaughter.
Shall be what?
May be cut off by slaughter.
What's gonna happen to these white people?
May be cut off by slaughter. For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, for thy violence against thy brother Jacob.
You hear that, Becky? Because of the violence of your forefathers for putting our people into slavery, you're gonna get cut down, man. All you white people are gonna get put to death, man.
That's right.
You reap what you sow, man. You walking up and down Brooklyn, walking up and down Manhattan, man, walking on stolen property. You think you're gonna walk around thinking you can do whatever you want to do, man? You think that those sins are gonna come back and touch you, man? You think God forgot? God ain't forget. God said you're gonna get cut down in that day, man.
That's right.
Right? Eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth, man.
That's right.
Shame shall cover thee, and shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. And thou shalt be cut off forever.
And the white man's gonna be cut off forever, man. Straight up eradicated, man. America is gonna fall.
That's right.
That's it. We're in the last days. Right, Skater Boy? Your people are gonna go into slavery, man. This people is, hey man, hey, America is finished. The United States is finished. That's it, man. Every so-called great society lives.
Every 250 years.
Yeah, every what, 50 years? Every 250 years, every great society falls, man. How long has America been ruling on this earth, man?
248, 249, 48.
Right, 248 years, man. So if we were going by that logic, America's literally in its last run. America literally only has a few years left.
That's right.
A couple years left, man.
That's right.
You see that? So, hey man, if you're a so-called white man, hey man, y'all better enjoy this last what you got, man. Y'all better do what y'all do best. School shooters are doing damn raping animals and horses out here, man. Do what you gotta do, man. That's it.
Right.
You're gonna be no more. Bring this out.
This is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 6, verse 9. For Esau is the end of the world. For Esau is the end of the world.
For Esau is the end of the world. Esau is the so-called AKA white man, the so-called European. God's saying the white man is the end of the world.
And Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. And Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth.
And Jacob, which will be the 12 tribes of Israel, the so-called blacks, Hispanic, and Native Americans, we're going to rule on this earth next. Hey, brother, did you know that? That the so-called black and Hispanics are going to rule the world in the kingdom to come? Do you know that, brother? Hey, brother, you're an Israelite. You got to come back and keep the commandments, man. Right? We got to come back in these last days, man. There's no time to be playing around. We're living in the last days. Even a person who doesn't have this knowledge, and they know and they see the news and the TV, they see the news and the damn, wherever you get your damn news from, Instagram, end time headlines, YouTube. Hey, sister. Give me 2 minutes for the words of the Lord, sister. Hey, sister, you know the white man is the devil the Bible speaks of?
He is.
He is the devil, right? How do we know that?
Because they white.
Because they white. All right, sister. Hey, sister, you're an Israelite. Hey, sister, take a flyer, sister. Take a flyer. All right, sister, Lord willing. All right. Con. Hey, the brother came back. All praise to the Most High, man. Hey, I said, hey, man, hey. Hey, all praise to the Most High, man. Hey, the scriptures say that, man. The scriptures say that. What did it say? A man's word is worth more than diamonds or gold or precious stones or something like that. Proverbs, I forget where it's at, but it's in there. Right, King? So where we leave off at, man? So we read you the curses, right? Why all these things happen to our people. We were on verse 68. We were on the nail in the coffin, right? This is what indefinitely is going to show you that we're the people of this book, man, right? Because we just got, before you came up, we just got wiped the damn concrete with that white man that was standing next to you before, man. You had to get out of here, man. You had to get out of here. It was getting hot. You know what I'm saying?
That was wild.
Let me get this, brother, man.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
So the Lord is saying, remember, you said Moses went and saved his people out of Egypt because they were slaves.
But God didn't even allow him into the promised land.
Yeah, he didn't allow him into the promised land.
He didn't allow him in.
So God is saying that he's going to bring them back into Egypt. But we know that God's chosen people never went back to Egypt. So Egypt is just synonymous for another word. In the Hebrew is Mizraim, which means house of bondage. So it's like when I tell you, hey brother, yo, after I'm done here, I'm gonna go back to the crib and chill. Am I literally gonna go into a crib? You know what a crib is, like a baby crib? Like I'm not literally gonna go back into a baby crib, like and chill. I'm gonna just go home and relax, right? It's just the same. Exodus 22.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 20, verse 2. I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. Out of the house of bondage.
Right? So Egypt just means house of bondage. It's just another word for slavery. So God said, read that one more time, brother.
Deuteronomy 28:68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
Into slavery again, but let's see how.
With ships.
With what?
With ships.
What?
With ships.
Right? Hey, man.
I was reading the back.
Yeah.
I was reading.
Oh, you saw that?
So why the no eating shrimps, lobsters, crabs, oysters, octopus, sea moss, etc.?
That's a good question. We're gonna get to that, but yeah. I'm gonna read this for you first because I need you to understand who you are. That's important, right? I need you to believe what I'm telling you. You know what I'm saying? Because we believe, so we have to uphold and live by certain laws. So what you're reading there are certain laws that as an Israelite, as your nationality, you have to keep, right? And if we don't keep these things, we're gonna continue to be cursed. You understand? And we used to break these things. These brothers used to break these laws because we didn't know. You didn't know, right? So we were living in sin. So you have to, as an Israelite, you have to come out of that sinful lifestyle. Now these things was given to us for our good, right? So like what you were just reading, there's a dietary law that we gotta keep. And why we gotta keep it is because it's for your own health. Because God created certain animals to eat and certain animals that you can't eat. Now when we eat these animals that we can't eat, they're like, they were made, they have a specific job, like they're like the filters of the land or the filters of the sea. So when we eat those things, you might not feel it like the first time you eat shrimp, but if you continue to eat these things, it's gonna catch up to you. You get high cholesterol, high blood pressure, you get gout from certain meat, from eating certain meats. You get You get what? Especially pork, you get parasites.
Right.
You understand? Let's finish this first and then we're gonna get to that.
Right. Deuteronomy 28:68, and the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
Into slavery again.
With ships.
With what?
With ships.
Right?
By the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again.
Right, so our people, when they went into slavery, how'd they get over here? 2 ships, right? In all history and everything you learned in your life, what people in history went into slavery on slave ships?
Black people.
Only us.
Only us.
Only us. So who's that talking to right there? And God is speaking that this is gonna happen to the Israelites. But you see that when he's speaking, we relate to this book. So what does that make us? Does that make us black people? Or does that make us the Israelites?
I mean, is every Israelite black?
No.
So then I would just say as a people then.
As a people, yeah.
I would say as a people.
I got you. I got you. So the people that can relate to these curses,
yeah,
that's gonna show you who the Israelites are. Okay. Cause you are right, not every black person is an Israelite. Cause like how we covered before, there's Africans, but they're not your people. They're not our people. So these curses have to relate to those people to be able to know that they're Israelites. And that's how you know, and these are signs that God left you, traces that he left you to allow you to come back home to see who you are. Because how is the creator of heaven and earth, he's just gonna do all these things for you and not lead you a path to come back? This is the path that he led you to come back, by these curses. Because this is a book of prophecy. And these prophecies were written 4,000, 6,000 years ago. And they so happen to happen during, you can say during our lifetime, because what was it, our great grandmother was in slavery.
All right, so when it comes to text, and you know, when you got like a strong army who comes through to divide and conquer, has any information been altered? Is everything still in its original content? Because like if something is created that long ago, how many different hands did it go through, or did it stay pure?
Right. So you think when you so when you say that, so you think
that's just like you got 2 different kind of Bibles. You got Bible, you got one Bible that has the New Testament, Old Testament, and then you got another Bible that has all the books that are missing from the Bible.
Right. Yeah, we actually that's true. Because what happened was there was a point in time when the Protestant church, they took out certain books out of the Bible. It's called the Apocrypha.
Yes, exactly.
The Apocrypha is called the hidden books.
Yeah.
Now this book, you can find it. Who got it? The 1611. You got it? Someone got the 1611? Now you can get, all praises. Now this brother got the 1611 King James. Okay. This Bible got the New Testament, the Old Testament, and the Apocrypha. Okay. Now what you find predominantly is the King James, just the regular, not the 1611. So you only have the old and the new. Yeah. Now why they took the Apocrypha out is because the Apocrypha gives you captivities that you won't find in here, or history that you won't find in here. That's why when you read this book, it even further elaborates and further validates that these are God's chosen, that we're the people of the book. Right. Because it actually shows you how number 4 on down, how they actually came to this side of the world. From how the natives, the Native Americans, because we know some of our people were already here. Yeah. Right? We had so-called black Indians, Native Americans, what'd you say, brother?
Blackfoot Indians.
Blackfoot Indians. We understand a lot of our people were already here. But it shows you how those people that were here already came from that side of the world over by Israel and everything and came to this side of the world. And how God showed them signs so they can come here and escape their captivity from over there. Because people have been it's nothing new. The transatlantic slave trade, the Africans are selling our people, that's nothing new. All the nations have always tried to put us in slavery and under subjection to them. That's just how it is. Because they know that when they have God's chosen people under their subjection, their society prospers. Because how is America? America prospers, why? What's the history of America? What's the first history of America? How did America come to be? If they didn't put our people in slavery, do you think they'll be where they are today? Hell no. Hell no.
So we helped them fight the British.
Yeah, like the brother said, we helped them fight the British. Boston Tea Party, all that, we had our hand in there, man. Because of them, they were able to get their so-called July 4th Independence Day, man. But meanwhile, we were still what? They said that we're 3/4 of a man. It's still in the Constitution, man. So they didn't even look at us as a full person or a full human being, and that's still in their laws. You get this, brother?
And also
Isaiah. Oh, it's Isaiah.
And also in the 13th Amendment, slavery. Also in the 13th Amendment, slavery still exists. So when you go to prison, you're actually in slavery. You work for nothing.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Yeah, you work for nothing. Like they got systems in the jails where they make you make license plates and stuff like that. And what they pay you, like what, like 5 cents a plate, or like 2 cents a plate.
Underwear.
They make you make underwears and all that stuff. That's literally slavery, man. That's slavery. Cause what's the minimum wage?
Some of them still pay cotton.
If you ain't got no education, if you get locked up and you ain't got no education, you start off at 10 cents. 10 cents.
See that? See that?
They make you go to school though. You know what I'm saying? But then what? Your highest paying cents is what? Maybe what? 25 cents?
That's
if you get an industry job, like an industry like asbestos or something like that, boom, that's $80 every 2 weeks.
Nah, that's $80 every 2 weeks for the prisoner.
Yeah.
How much do the prison owners make?
Oh yeah, you already know. You already know.
They millionaires, man.
They
Billionaires.
For each inmate, it's $80,000 a year.
There you go.
Down in Florida, they have a place for the prisoners where they work, and they actually make truck tires, and they get paid by the cent. You know how much is one truck tire? It's over $200, $300, and they're getting paid cents. So they,
You see that?
and the name of the company is called Pride.
Hey, that's the pride of the white man, man. That's crazy, man. That's crazy, man. And that's slavery, man. We're still slaveries today, man. Right? What was you holding, brother? No, you didn't finish 68.
Deuteronomy 28:68.
From the top.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again,
Into slavery again.
with ships,
With slave ships, go on.
by the way whereof I spake unto thee.
Right.
Thou shalt see it no more again.
Right? And God said, you're never going to see your homeland again. You'll never see your home. Once you get off them slave ships, you'll never go back to your homeland. Right? Because what's our homeland, brother?
Say what?
What's our homeland?
Africa.
What part of Africa? Because we got 50 different countries in Africa.
I guess where you descend from, where you get your the chosen people is Israel, but now when you do your ancestry to see where your bloodline come from,
Right.
like now.
Well, you can't really go off by ancestry because there's many different.
No, but
many
I'm just
different
saying,
accounts. I got you, but there was accounts where like they did DNA tests from like animals, and they actually connected them to like people, like nations of people. So that's like bogus.
So how do you truly know what you are?
Hey, we're showing you with these curses, brother.
I'm just saying as far as, okay, somebody being West Indian, Haitian, Dominican, how you, or you know what I'm saying, like Panama is different, it's different branches of Spanish. So how you know which one you really is?
I got you.
You see what I'm saying?
I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying.
Like from my cousins, like I learned that like, okay, Nigeria, is in my ancestry.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So that part of Africa.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, okay, it's like, I guess, how you say that, documented, like what proof do we have?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Let me get Romans 8. Oh, you got it already? Okay, come on. So, now when you say that, we go, you see this chart right here?
Yeah.
So we see this chart, we know there were certain blessings bestowed upon each and different tribe. You go to Genesis 49, there's different blessings, right? So we know each tribe, for example, I can say that you're from the tribe of Judah, right? And the spirit is gonna bear witness. When I mean the spirit is gonna bear witness, meaning that in your spirit, you're gonna know that you're a child of God. a white man, he's gonna question it. He's gonna be like, and a lot of them are just Satanists at the end of the day. It's your spirit at the end of the day that's gonna bear witness that you're an Israelite. The point of the matter is that you know that you're an Israelite. Now you can come from, now I can tell you, because you say, oh, because you say you're an African American, that you're from the tribe of Judah, but you can really be from the tribe of Benjamin. You know what I'm saying? We won't really know at the end of the day. But when you go to Genesis 49, it tells you that these different blessings that was bestowed upon each tribe, and it shows you that that spirit from those blessings links up with the people today. Right? Let me get this.
Romans chapter 8 and verse 16. The spirit itself bears witness with our spirit.
What the Lord say?
The spirit itself bears witness with our spirit,
right,
that we are the children of God.
That what?
That we are the children of God.
Right? That we are the children of God. Slack it, King. Your spirit is going to bear witness with this truth. And that's what matters. If your spirit bears witness to what we're reading to you, because not everybody can bear witness, meaning that you can relate to it. Not everybody is going to relate to these curses, because these curses was only bestowed upon the Israelites. Now we understand that we're scattered throughout all the four corners of the earth. Because you can, because like what I was saying before, I can tell you that you're a Israelite from the tribe of Judah, but you can actually be a Benjamite, I don't know. Or you could be a Levite. Or for we know, you can be from any of these tribes like Gad, for all I know. I don't know your forefathers and your genealogy that goes that way back. I don't have your history. But your spirit is gonna bear witness to the truth.
So your ancestry, that's how you find out.
Right.
Your lineage.
By your ancestry and your lineage. Like I had acquired through my father where he comes from, and I found out that he's indigenous. And so we go by, because we study archaeology as well. Yeah. Now in the island of Puerto Rico, you got the stones somewhere. So these stones right here was found in a cave in Guayanilla, Puerto Rico. The Tainos used to write on stones to, you know, to record history, or record their laws or whatever they wanted to record. And they was written in Paleo Hebrew. What were the Tainos in that island? What were they doing speaking Hebrew? You know what I'm saying? Exactly. And then you look into the laws, and then you look at how they practice certain their holy days or whatever. It literally links up to the scripts. It literally links up to the Bible. Now when you want to go deeper, when you want to go on a spiritual level, it says that Simeon, in the Bible says Simeon and Levi will dwell together, but they'll be separate. So these two tribes are going to dwell together, but they're going to be like this all the time.
And on the same island too.
And on the same island.
You want to make a point with the ancestry stuff, and you can read that. So
what does it say? It says, you can read it for the brother?
This is from Reddit.com. It says, man sends lizard saliva to 23andMe for DNA testing, exposing total fraud of companies' claim of human ancestry. The man explains how after 3 months of waiting, he received anomalous results suggesting that his pet lizard is 48% West Asian and 51% Ashkenazi Jewish.
I mean, they are serpents, they are snakes, man. So they kind of was right. But come on, man. At the end of the day, it's like you can't really trust these people, man. And who makes 23andMe and Ancestry.com, man? Who owns these places, man? These white people, man. The same people who gives you your science and all these things, man. You can't believe everything that they say. They're only gonna give you this much truth. You know what I'm saying?
But it was good building with you, brothers.
I got you. But you asked a question about the dietary law.
Oh, yeah.
Right, I gotta answer that question for you. Okay. Right? Before you go, real quick. So the dietary law, let's get the dietary law for the brother. So now reading these curses, brother, these things happen to the Israelites. Right? Remember, God didn't call them. He didn't call them black. So what's your God-given nationality, brother?
Say what?
I said, what's your God-given nationality? What did God call you?
African American.
That's your God-given nationality?
What, we're Negroes? Or what, Judah?
Yeah, you're from the tribe of Judah, brother. You're an Israelite. Let me get Deuteronomy 29 and 1 real quick for the brother. And then we're going to go to the dietary law.
Deuteronomy 29 and 1. Right. These are the words of the covenant which the Lord commanded Moses to make with the children of Israel.
With who?
With the children of Israel.
No, with the black people.
With the children of Israel.
The Latinos.
With the children of Israel.
God's saying that all these curses and all the curses and the blessings that was given to the children of Israel. God was only speaking to Israel. So all these things that we read to you, they only link up to these people right here. And he called them the children of Israel. And that's who you are, brother. You'll be a child of Israel. You'll be a king. You'll be an Israelite from the tribe of Judah, right? But at the end of the day, you might be from the tribe of Judah, but hey, in the kingdom, God, because there's 12 gates in the kingdom. There's not one big pearly gate. There's 12 gates. You might try to walk into Judah, and God's like, nah, you're gonna, hey, walk into this gate, because you're Benjamin, right? So what's your nationality, brother?
Judah.
You're an Israelite, brother. The tribe of Judah. You gotta say that with pride, brother. Because that's your gift. God didn't choose everybody to be an Israelite, brother. Because God's dealing with you. And God only listens to us. But because we don't want to do the things that God requires of us, that's why you be praying sometimes you feel like God don't hear you. That's because we're in sin. And that dietary law that you read back there, that's one of the sins. That's why we got that starter pack in the back of that paper. Look into it. Open up your Bible if you got a Bible, and you'll see that you'll find all these things in the Bible. Those are things that, as a king, because as a king just doesn't do whatever he wants to do, right? President Joe Biden doesn't just walk into any McDonald's just anywhere. He tells them what he wants to eat, and they bring it to him. That's the same thing that God requires of you. God requires of you to act a certain way and not act like everybody else, because we're not like everybody else.
It's the book of Leviticus chapter 11 verse 7. And the swine, though he divide the hoof and be cloven-footed, yet he cheweth not the cud, he is unclean to you.
He is what?
He is unclean to you.
So God is saying the pig, the pork, he said it's unclean to you because they don't digest their food properly. They don't got pores. They can't excrete their toxins. So when they eat, they don't regurgitate their food like how cows do, how giraffes do, how what else does it? Lambs, sheep, goats. They regurgitate their food. They digest their food properly. Pigs don't do that. That food, anything they eat, it just sits in their stomach. Go on.
Of their flesh shall ye not eat, and their carcass shall ye not touch. They are unclean to you.
So you said you can't even touch their dead carcass. You even see a pack of bacon in the supermarket, don't even touch it. Right? Go on.
These shall ye eat of all that are in the waters. Whatsoever hath fins and scales in the waters, in the seas, and in the rivers, them shall ye eat.
Talking about the shrimps and crabs and lobsters and all that stuff, God said anything in the water that you eat, it has to have fins and scales, King. It has to have fins and scales, right? Right here, King. Right? So, scales and fins and scales only, right? All these other things right here is an abomination. They're like the roaches of the sea. They're the spiders of the sea, right? You see that? They're the scorpion of the sea, and God's gonna tell you that. Take a picture, bro. Yeah, you can take a picture of that, bro.
And all that have not fins and scales in the seas and in the rivers, of all that move in the waters, and of any living thing which is in the waters, they shall be an abomination unto you.
They shall what?
They shall be an abomination unto you.
So God's saying anything that does not have fins and scales in the water, like shrimps, crabs, lobsters, seaweed, sea moss, what else? Shark, dolphins, calamari, whatever, all that stuff. Octopus is calamari. But all those things that don't have fins and scales, it's an abomination. Catfish, they have fins but don't have scales. It's abominable food. God created those animals to be the filters of the sea. That's why our water. That's why that damn Hudson River is like near black. You can't even look into the water. You can't see 2 feet past the water, man. You can't see the bottom because they take out all the filters and they what? They eat them, man. Now they feed it to our people. Now you call it a delicacy, right? Now you think eating shrimp, crab, and lobster is like rich people food, but really it's not. It's bottom feeders, man. You're eating garbage because you got a filter at the house, brother. You got a filtration system in your house? No? Alright. So let's say you did. A lot of people in the city, they got filtration systems that connects to their sink water to filtrate the water. You're not, a logical person is not going to take the filter out of that system and suck it out. You know what I'm saying? That's literally what you're doing when you're eating shrimps and lobsters, man. Right? So that's what it is about the law, brother. That's the dietary law. And you as an Israelite, brother, you got to keep it. Lord willing, you look into that. All right, King? So that's a law. That's God's law. Right? I'm going to leave you off with this. You said you had to go?
Yeah, I do.
I got one more precept for you before you go. Let me get Ecclesiastes 12 and 13. Right? I'm going to sum it up for you right here. But this is the whole purpose, the whole thing while we out here. And this is your purpose in life, brother.
The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 12 and verse 13. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear God, fear God, fear God, and keep His commandments. And keep His commandments. For this is the whole duty of man.
Right? This is the whole duty. That's your whole purpose in life. Right? It's not get rich or die trying. It's not trying to bag the baddest bee or whatever the case may be, man. It's literally, you as an Israelite from the tribe of Judah, you have to keep God's laws. And keep them, brother. And fear God. And love God. That's how you're going to prosper in all your ways. That's how you're going to get prosperity. That's why our people don't prosper. Because they're not under the banner of the Most High God. You understand, brother?
Yes.
All right, brother. Before you go, brother, what's your nationality?
Judah.
You're an Israelite from the tribe of Judah, brother. Alright? Check out that flyer when you get a chance.
Yeah,
Scan the QR code.
I got it.
And check out them videos. And on the back, there's commandments on there that we didn't get to. But there's other that you can look them up for yourself. And do your own research, King. Alright, brother. Alright, stay up, brother.
Israelite, brother.
Come.
30 minutes.
Nah. Con, let me get you trying to get in there? Alright. Hey sister, you got a minute for the word, sister?
Hey sister, real quick.
30 seconds for the word of God, sister. Come on, sister, take a flyer. Take a flyer, sister. Right? Too cool. She's too cool. Right? Let me get Genesis 49 and 1. Genesis 49 and 1. Let me get Isaiah 62 and 6, King.
This book of Genesis, chapter 49 and verse 1.
Hey, you got a minute for the Bible real quick? Real quick. Y'all, yeah, you too. What's your nationality? All y'all. Y'all ain't doing nothing. Yo, real quick. Let me talk to you real quick, man. Alright, you see that, man? Hey, if they knew what's going on, man, they would know that we're living in the last days, man. You gotta get this word, man.
That's right.
It's imperative that you receive this word, man. And they think we out here just to pester and to bother. Yeah, we out here to pester and bother you and to rebuke you and to tell you you gotta repent in these last days, man. Because all of our people are living in sin, man, because of these people right here, man, because of the white man, man. That's right. Because they're in slavery, man.
Goddamn devil.
Goddamn devil having us celebrate July 4th while they had us in slavery, having celebrate Christmas and them holidays like Thanksgiving, man, when they was oppressing and killing my forefathers, man. Right? It's imperative that we come out here and teach our people, man, that we're living in the last days, man. Right? Right? Yeah, they don't want to talk. Yeah, and that's all they want to talk about, man. Is Gaza and the Palestinians. But how about our genocide, man? That's been going on for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years, man. The Israelites have always been oppressed by the other nations, man. But yes, you, Becky, we've always been oppressed by you and your forefathers, man. And y'all going into slavery. Hey, brother, real quick, brother. It's all good, brother.
It's all good,
It's all love, King. Come on, brother. Take a flyer, brother.
Take a flyer,
brother. Take a flyer. So that way, when you are in the right state of mind, you can look at it later, brother, all right? All praises. Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you, brother. Check that out, King. All right, brother. You an Israelite, King, all right?
It's Genesis chapter 49 and 1. And Jacob called unto his sons and said, gather yourselves together.
What do we gotta do?
Gather yourselves together.
What do we gotta do?
Gather yourselves together.
Right?
That I may tell you, that which shall befall you in the last days.
Right? Hey, and we trying to gather up the 12 tribes of Israel, man. We trying to call anybody. Hey, hermano, ¿tú tienes un momento para la Biblia? ¿Tú hablas español? Hermano, primo. Primo, tú me oyes, pero damn, man. Speaking this tongue, it's not even worth it. That's crazy, man. And that's another reason why we out, man, is to wash our blood, man, because we gotta tell these people, we gotta tell them, we gotta warn them. And we gotta try to warn them, man, before all hell breaks loose. Because that blood is gonna be off our hands, man.
Right.
Bring it out one more time, bro.
Genesis 49:1. And Jacob called unto his sons and said, gather yourselves together.
What we gotta do?
Gather yourselves together.
Read.
That I may tell you that which shall befall you in the last days.
Right? Hey man, like what the brothers always say, we're living in the last. Hey brother, you know we're living in the last days, brother? Hey brother. Hey brother. Come on, brother. Hey brother, take a flyer, brother. Brother said I'm good. Hey brother, we ain't good out here, man. We ain't good out here. Our people are destroyed. We not good. All hell's about to break loose and we think everything is all good. Everything is not good, man. We gotta repent and come back as Israelites, man.
Sister.
Hey sister, you got 2 minutes for the words of the Lord? Right? Yeah. Let me get this brother real quick. Right? Hey brother, you know we're living in the last days, brother? Hey brother. Take a flyer, brother. Alright, brother. You gonna do what you do? Alright, brother. That's
living 55 years and I'm good.
Alright, brother. Alright, brother. Hey, brother. That's the path to destruction, brother. That's a path to destruction, man. That's not good. That's not a good role model, brother. Bring this out. Alright, brother. Hey, brother. You're an Israelite. You gotta repent. Alright, brother. Alright, brother.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 62, verse 6.
How about you, brother? You got 2 minutes for the Lord, brother?
I thought he was good, still talking.
Yeah, I thought he was good, but he's still talking, man. So you know you got a conscience somewhere in there, man. You know you're not good, man.
It's the book of Isaiah, chapter 62, verse 6. I have set watchmen upon thy wall.
Who are we?
I have set watchmen upon thy walls.
Right.
O Jerusalem.
Oh, who?
O Jerusalem.
Read.
Which shall never hold their peace.
Which shall what?
Which shall never hold their peace.
Hey, man, we never gonna hold our peace, man. When we see our people, we're gonna rebuke them and tell them the truth, man. You gotta repent, keep the commandments, man. When we see white people, man, we're gonna tell you, hey, man, you're gonna go into slavery, man. You and your children, man.
That's right.
And your children's children.
Right.
And then at one point, they're gonna be extinct no more, man. Especially you Italians, man. Keep on.
Right.
Which shall never hold their peace, day nor night.
They are what?
Day nor night.
Right.
Ye that make mention of the Lord, keep not silence.
Keep not what?
Keep not silence.
Amen. And until the Lord tells us and puts it into the spirit of our people, we're gonna keep praising the Lord, man. We're gonna keep coming out here and teaching our people, man, until Jacob's trouble comes. Hey, brother, you got a minute for the words of the Lord, King? You good, brother? Hey, brother, can you take a flyer from me, King? You can take a flyer from me, brother? A flyer? You got a flyer for the brother? So what we out here teaching as our people is their nationality and their heritage before the transatlantic slave trade, right? Because a lot of the school system only teaches us from the 1492 until now. And what we're teaching is that we're God's chosen people, right? We're kings, we're princesses and princes, and we're God's chosen people, and we gotta keep the commandments before all hell breaks loose, brother.
So I got a couple questions.
All right, brother, go on.
Am I technically breaking a commandment right now because I'm outside?
If you're
Should I
outside,
be inside tonight? You get what I mean?
Because it's a Sabbath?
Definitely.
If it's a Sabbath, you can't, on the Sabbath, there's certain things you can't do. It's not a sin to be outside on the Sabbath.
Okay.
You can be outside, you can enjoy nature, you can be reading your book, just enjoying God's creation. But if you're out buying or selling, then yeah, it's a sin.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a sin. It's kind of like doing your own pleasure. I got you. It's on that flyer, brother, for you too. You can just check it out. And just do your own research, King. All right, brother? All right, brother. ¿Ustedes creen en la Biblia? ¿Tiene un momento para la Biblia, hermano? Tenemos la Biblia aquí abierto. Un minuto para el Señor que te levantó hoy día. Hermano, tú eres israelita. Hermano, coge un panfleto, hermano, un papel, para que te lo lleve. Tienes que arrepentirte y regresar para el Altísimo Dios y llevar los mandamientos. You got a precept? You found a precept? You finished that precept I called before? Yeah. Let me get Mark 1 and 15. Let me get Luke 14 and 23. Mark 1 and 15.
It's the book of Mark, chapter 1, verse 15.
Right.
And saying, the time is fulfilled, and the kingdom of Yahweh is at hand.
What the Lord say?
The time is fulfilled, and the kingdom of Yahweh is at hand.
Hey, man, the kingdom of heaven is at hand, man. These things have these words have been said for thousands of years, man, that the kingdom of heaven is at hand, man. God always sends out prophets to warn his people before all hell break loose, man. That's right. All hell's about to break loose. You think God sees time the way we see time, man? A day, a year, 5 years, 10 years might be a long time for us, but not for God. 1,000 years might be a blink of an eye for him, man. That's right. And when you see when God sends his son back, which is going to be in our lifetime, and all hell breaks loose, it's going to be like, oh, damn, this happened sooner than we thought. And you're trying to gather your Bibles, gather your breakdown notes to try to get yourself right. You want to go out there and break it down, but it's gonna be too late, man. That's why right now is the time to repent. Now is the time to repent. Not tomorrow, not when you feel like it, right? Not in 5 years. Let me get my itch out, right? Let me sleep with all these bad girls and smoke all this weed I want before all hell break loose. Just let me get my itch in real quick. There's no time for that. Hey, sister, get a minute for the word. How about you, brother? How you feeling today, King? Feeling all right, brother? Let me get 2 minutes of you, brother. Time, brother. Let me get 2 minutes, brother. Take a fly, brother. Take a fly real quick, brother. Right? Read that again from the top.
And saying the time is fulfilled and the kingdom of Yahweh is at hand. Repent, the kingdom of Yahweh is at hand. Repent ye and believe the gospel.
Hey, brother, I have a question for you. Hey, brother, I have a question for you real quick.
What's the question?
You know the kingdom of heaven is at hand? You know Christ is about to come back? You know we're living in the last days?
Well, the signs seem to indicate that.
The signs seem to indicate that. You don't gotta be a religious person or read the Bible to know these things. You can see these things in the news on your phone that pops up. You go on Facebook, you see Russia took over 45 Ukrainian cities now, right? You can feel it in the air. You can cut it in there. You can cut it with a butter knife, man. You know we're living in those days. And us as a people, what do we gotta do to get right? What do you think you gotta do to get right?
Prepare our hearts and our minds.
Right. If I was your son and I was to ask you, hey dad, what do I do to get right in God's eyes? What would you tell me?
Ask God to forgive us all our sins and to find us worthy enough to enter into His kingdom. That's what I would tell my son.
All right, brother. So you gotta repent. So what do we repent from?
Sin.
Sin. Okay. So then I asked, hey dad, so what is sin?
All the evil that we've done, that we've fought, that is sin.
1 John 3 and 4, right?
At least that's not sin.
Sin. All right. We're gonna see what the Bible says about sin real quick.
It's the book of 1 John chapter 3 verse 4. Whosoever committeth sin transgresseth also the law. For sin is the transgression of the law.
For what?
For sin is the transgression of the law.
Right, so this is the New Testament. This is 1 John 3 and 4. He's saying that whosoever commits sin is in transgression of the law. For sin is the transgression of the law. Right? So you would have to teach me, as your son, the laws of God. That's how, because how do you know that how would I know if I'm in sin if I don't know God's laws? Right?
Right.
Listen to this real quick, brother. I know you don't got too much time, but real quick.
Matthew chapter 19 and verse 16. And behold, one came and said unto him, Good master, what good thing shall I do that I may enter into life? Right. That I may have eternal life.
And that's kind of the same question I asked you.
Right.
How do I be saved, pretty much? So this man also came up to Christ and said, hey, how do I be saved? Go on.
Verse 17. And he said unto him, Why callest thou me good? Right. There is none good but one, that is God.
That is who?
God.
So Christ said there's only one that is good, and that's God. Go on.
But if thou wilt enter into life, keep the commandments.
What do we gotta do?
Keep the commandments.
God said if you want to enter into life, you want to enter into the kingdom, we gotta keep the commandments.
That's right.
Right, brother?
That's true.
You agree with that?
Absolutely.
You agree with that? All right, brother.
Absolutely.
So, you know any commandments for us?
Thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife, thou shalt not have any other God above me.
Right.
Okay.
That's pretty good, because some people can only name like one or two.
Well, I should name all of them, but I remember a few for now.
What's the first 5?
Well, I cannot.
You named some of them already.
I cannot do the first 5 right off, but I can say some that are in the first 5.
Do you remember what number 4 is? The 4th commandment?
No, not specific.
Okay.
Exodus chapter 20 and verse 8. Remember the Sabbath day,
right,
to keep it holy. 6 days shalt thou labor and do all thy work, right, but on the 7th day So, but the seventh day is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God. In it thou shalt not do any work.
Right. So the fourth commandment is the Sabbath day. A lot of people know about the Sabbath day. Right. So how come a lot of people don't keep the Sabbath day? Or why don't we keep it? Or why predominantly our people don't like to keep the Sabbath day?
Well, we rationalize that we have to work.
That we have to work.
We have to make, you know.
Do we have to work?
Well, we probably don't have to work.
Because a lot of times we'll work. A lot of times we work on the Sabbath, but we have off on Sunday. So why can't we change our times from Saturday to Sunday? But then they go to church on Sunday though, right?
That's right.
But we got to keep the Sabbath day.
Which is what? Saturday or Sunday?
Saturday. From Friday sundown to Saturday sundown. That's your Sabbath.
Okay.
That's your Sabbath.
Yeah.
When did they change the Sabbath day?
In the times of the Romans, know that, yes, I understand.
So we know about these things. We know about this Council of Nicaea and all these things, and all these councils that they have. So do we follow man or do we follow God?
We should follow God.
We should follow God, right? So
What does God call you?
What does God call you though? Because we're the children of God, but what does God call you? Because remember, you can put the sign up for me, brother. Because it's important to know why. Because a lot of our people will read the Bible, but we get offended or we don't find interest, or I'll say we don't find interest in the Bible, right? Because we can't see ourselves in it. We think we're reading the book and we're reading it about other people in other people's history book, right? So that's why a lot of our people, they dabble into different types of religion. Because how do we get 20 religions out of one book? Let's be honest, right? If you want to be
in the Arab, in the Muslim faith, they call that different things. You know,
Abrahamic?
No, you know that apostate. You know,
apostate. Okay.
Yeah, that you're diverging from the word, that you're against the word, different sects.
Different sects,
come
right?
About.
Right, because when you read the Bible, because remember, when you go into Islam or Muhammad, remember those religions, when you go back in history, those religions were made during like the medieval times, right? During the medieval times. Now when you read the Bible, these things was written thousands and thousands of years ago. So we know that the Bible is not medieval, it's archaic. It goes back thousands of years, right? So, what you holding there, brother?
Ecclesiastes 4:16, there's no
Khan, bring that up for me, brother.
It's Ecclesiastes chapter 4:16. There's no end of all the people.
There's no what?
There's no end of all the people,
right?
Even of all that have been before them.
Right, so God is saying there's no end of all the people. And why that brother brought out that verse is because what we're trying to show you in the Bible. Because these are the only nations that God made, right? We have them here for you in English. We have it here for you in the Paleo Hebrew. And then we have it here for you in English again, but what the names are biblically, right?
Yeah.
This is what you know them today. This is what your English, what they know today. So, Israel would be the 12 tribes. I'm sure you know about the 12 tribes of Israel. Right? So Israel, there was a man called Jacob in the Bible. He wrestled with the angel. God blessed Jacob, changed his name to Israel. He had 12 sons. Jacob is the patriarch of the 12 tribes of Israel. Out of the 12 tribes of Israel came different tribes. Now we got the white man here, that's Edom. Right, and we know these things through Bible and history and archaeology. So these will be your 18 table of nations that you find in the Bible. Where do you see yourself there? Because this is a problem, because we read the Bible, but you read about these nations. You read about Edom, right? You got Ishmael, Moab, Ammon, especially in the Old Testament. Because you got to look at the Old Testament like a history book, right? That the Old Testament is the history that leads up to the New Testament, that paves the way for Jesus to come in the scene and why he came. So that's why you have to understand the Old Testament to understand what's going on in the New Testament and who the Gentiles are and who are the Gentiles and so on and so forth, right? So where do you see yourself there, brother?
It could be a number of them.
You can be a number of them.
Yeah.
According to your father.
We never discussed that, but it could be from the Ethiopian, the Egyptian, North African, South African.
So, okay.
Mixed, but
mixed, okay.
Yeah, but definitely
So I have a question. So
Yes.
do you on your father's side,
Yes.
were they ever slaves by any chance?
Absolutely, yes.
Were they ever
Absolutely.
victims to like the transatlantic slave trade and slavery?
More than likely, yes.
And why we asked that?
Yeah.
You can flip the sign over again.
The Egyptians, the Ethiopians,
That's right.
Because when you study history, the Egyptians and the Ethiopians, they were never in slavery. Okay. They're still there. They're still good to this day.
Right.
So what we're teaching up here, brother, is that the so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native American of Negro and indigenous descent are part of the 12 tribes of Israel. And how we know that is because, like how you said it yourself, you don't know really how far, like you don't know where your ancestors are or where they came from. Like you really don't know your nationality. Because let's say we didn't have this conversation, and I asked you, what's your nationality? Would you tell me black man or African American?
Possibly.
Possibly.
Yeah.
Right? If I was to ask this brother, what's your nationality?
I say Jamaica, but you know.
You see what I'm saying? But we're the same people.
We're all the same people.
We're the same people. You know what I'm saying? Because this brother is from so-called a Levi. I mean, he's from the island of Haiti. But y'all brothers. But y'all brothers. So that's why we out here.
Jamaican.
You see that? You Jamaican? So you see that? So that's why we're teaching our people is that we call ourselves by these names here that was given to us by our oppressors. So you say Jamaican. Jamaican just means land of wood and water.
That's right.
Were we always in Jamaica?
No.
Where did we come from?
Bob Marley will be on
Africa. We're originally from Africa.
When you think about it, what is a name?
A name means, if you don't know where you come from, how do you know where you're going and who you are?
Exactly. You get what I'm saying?
And
these are all things that are just given to us. You feel me? Well, from when we grow up, that's what we experience.
Right. And that's what we're trying to tell our people is that what they have given us is lies. Right? Absolutely. Is lies.
Division.
And division. Exactly. They're not going to show you, religion or churches aren't going to show you who you are. They're not going to show you that you're in sin.
Yeah.
They're going to tell you, come as you are, I love you, right? And then meanwhile, while they have their hand around this, they're going to have another hand in your pocket, man. Trying to get you to donate and pass the plate around 5 or 6 times and then dance and say kumbaya. You understand?
Maybe.
Let me get Deuteronomy, what was you holding?
17:4.
Let me get Jeremiah 17:4.
Do y'all take collections?
No. No take collections. You gotta go, brother? I said you gotta go?
I just wanted to see this.
Well, grab a flyer real quick so you can get information on what we're out here teaching, brother. Because remember, what we're trying to teach our people is that we're the chosen people.
Hold on, bro. Let's give our next step.
I'm gonna give you one verse before you go, brother. One verse, brother, before you go.
It's Jeremiah chapter 17 and verse 4. And thou, even thyself, shalt discontinue from thine heritage that I gave thee.
So God said his chosen people, that he's gonna cut them off from their heritage. Because what people, actually think about it, brother, real quick. Actually really think, what people today don't have a nationality or a heritage?
So-called Negro.
Yeah. So-called Negro, so-called Latinos, because we're calling ourselves by, remember, a name that was given to us by oppressors. The Chinese people know who they are. They got the Qing dynasty, the Zhao dynasty, the Great Wall of China. The Arabs, they have their own religion. They have Islam, they have their turban, their way of their eating, their land or whatever. We're the only people, the Black Hispanics are the only people. We might have our own land, like you might come from Jamaica, right? But we don't prosper. We don't prosper. We don't have our own heritage. We don't have our own nationality. Because now you're calling yourself land of wood and water. I used to call myself Dominican. Dominican just means dog of the Lord. This brother used to call himself Haitian, but it means what?
Land of high mountains.
Land of high mountains. Right? So you have to think about these things. You're not physically, literally a man of wood and water. Because for you to call yourself a nationality, you have to know actually what you come from, and it has to come with a heritage. Like the white man, they know they got what? Julius Caesar, the Roman Empire, the Greek Empire. You understand? They know these things. But how come our history only starts at 1492? You get what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
And that's what we're trying to show our people. Read that again, brother.
Jeremiah 17:4. And thou even thyself shalt discontinue from thine heritage that I gave thee. And I will cause thee to serve thine enemies. And I will cause thee to serve thine enemies.
God said not only are these people going to lose their heritage and their nationality, they're also going to serve another people. Aren't we known for serving other people? Even to this day. You just literally walking up and down. Where the hell we at right now? Atlantic Ave? Flatbush, Atlantic Ave. You just walking, you, me, us, so-called black and Hispanic, just us walking up and down this land. That's proof right there, man. We're living in the land of our captivity. We were slaves here. We were in bondage here. They stripped your heritage here, right?
Yes.
Keep going.
In Jamaica, aren't we subjected to the crown? So-called crown of England, still subjected to the crown of England. That's why we have a Governor General. If somebody got to die in Jamaica, then only the Governor General can stop it.
You see that?
Only the Governor General can stop an execution. Only the Governor General, not even the Prime Minister of Jamaica can stop it. And what the Governor General represent, the Queen or so-called King of England.
The Queen of England? You see that?
Absolutely.
You see that? That's crazy, man.
It's
So
like
we're
he's
still
God in Jamaica.
Yeah.
It's like he puts himself up as a god in Jamaica.
Right.
Well, the other people put him up.
Yeah, that's exactly, yeah.
Right. So that's why we're trying to get you to see these things, brother.
Well, thank you very much.
So, real quick, brother, because I want you to understand the message that we're giving you. This is very important. You have to know that you're actually a child of God. That God chose you by nation, brother, not just because you believe. Right? That you're an Israelite, King. Because we're the only people that got cut off from our heritage.
Right.
I'm gonna leave you off with this last verse, brother.
It's the book of Baruch, Salakim, chapter 2, verse 30. Right. For I knew that they would not hear me, right, because it is a stiff-necked people.
Who are we?
Because it is a stiff-necked people.
We're the blacks and Hispanics?
Because it is a stiff-necked people.
God said because he knew that we wouldn't hear him and we wouldn't keep his commandments. That's why all these things happen to us. That's why we went into slavery. Because you said you don't have enough time, you can actually find the transatlantic slave trade, your heritage being stripped away. That history is in the Bible. It was prophecy that was written by Moses 6,000 years ago that was going to happen to our people, and it came to pass. Even the minute detail, not minute, but the detail of us going into slavery on slave ships. He says you're going to go into slavery on slave ships and serve another people, and you'll never see your homeland again. Because the only people who don't have a homeland is today is who? It's us. Because where did we come from? After you got off that boat, where did you come from before that? So read this again.
For I knew that they would not hear me, because it is a stiff-necked people. Right. But in the land of their captivities,
in the what?
In the land of their captivities, right, they shall remember themselves.
They shall what?
They shall remember themselves.
In the land of your captivity, that's where we're going to start remembering ourselves. And that's what we're trying to do with you. We're trying to get you to remember yourself and where you come from. That we are the Israelites, brother. We don't come from Egypt. God destroyed Egypt.
For our sake.
For our sake. With all them plagues. Egypt never rose up again. You understand? We're from Israel. And we got Europeans ruling in that land because we didn't want to keep the commandments of God. Jerusalem. That's the motherland, brother. Isn't Israel part of Africa? So why is there Europeans in Africa?
Well,
that's a good question.
Europeans are everywhere.
That's a good question. But don't they come from the Caucasus Mountains?
Partially. I have to do some more research on that.
You gotta do more research, but there's a high rate of the highest rate in cancer you can find, and you can Google this, is in Israel. The highest rate of people of skin cancer, predominantly skin cancer, because they're not supposed to be in there, brother. That's exactly right. Because we're supposed to be there. When you go into the sun, don't you get that? Yeah, you start glistening, you start glowing, man.
I had some today. Loved it.
You see that?
Oh yeah.
These people, they go into the sun, they get burnt, man. They turn to lobsters, man. Yeah, they put on the damn SPF 100, man. Right?
Anyway, I run off.
All right, brother. You got a flyer, King?
Yeah.
Check out that flyer, brother, and do your research. I appreciate your time, brother. Right? You're an Israelite, you gotta keep the commandments. You can keep going on there.
And shall know that I am the Lord their God.
And shall what?
And shall know that I am the Lord their God. For I will give them an heart and ears to hear.
What?
For I will give them an heart and ears to hear.
Right? And God is giving them a heart and ears to hear, man. That's why you see a whole plethora of Israelites, of so-called black and Hispanic men and women waking up to this truth in these last days, man. This truth is going out like wildfire, man. We've had people walk by and say, yeah, we're Israelites. We know, we can see they're not keeping the commandments, but they know the information is out. Right? Keep going.
And they shall praise me in the land of their captivity.
And we shall what?
And they shall praise me in the land of their captivity.
What are we doing right now?
And they shall praise me in the land of their captivity.
Read on.
And think upon my name. And return from their stiff neck.
And what are we gonna do?
And return from their stiff neck.
Hey brother, you gotta return from your stiff neck, brother. You gotta come back to God in these last days, king. Right? You gotta keep these commandments, brother. That's what God is calling. God is speaking to you. That verse came out specifically. Return from your stiff neck, man.
And from their wicked deeds.
And from what?
And from their wicked deeds.
Read.
For they shall remember the way of their fathers, which sinned before the Lord.
Which what?
Which sinned before the Lord.
Read on.
And I will bring them again.
Hey brother, did you ever hear about that the black people are the real Jews? Yeah. You ever hear about that? Where'd you hear? Who said that? Where'd you hear that from?
Black people.
Yeah, black people. Yeah, obviously. But we heard what Kanye West said it.
I mean,
right?
I ain't into all that, but yeah. I heard something.
So you believe that? You believe that you a Jew? A real Jew?
What, Hebrew?
Yeah. God shows the people.
I mean, yeah. I mean, everybody was originating from black, right?
Yeah. True. Right. True.
Yeah.
So, if we the chosen people, then what happened? Why are people living like how they're living today?
Colonization, bro.
Colonization. But everything is you can say it's because we suffer like, let's say, generational curses, right? But don't you think that is something that had to how do we let colonizers? It just doesn't make any sense. Like how did they round up so many strong black men on a slave ship and there was only like 4 or 5 white people on there? Make that make sense for me. Don't you think there was a divine power intervention that let that spirit to happen? Right? So what we're out here teaching, brother, I know you're with your woman or whatever, you know, I'm kind of getting the sense that you might not stay long, that we're God's chosen people. Right? The so-called black, Hispanic, and Native American are the Israelites according to the Bible. Would you call yourself a so-called African American? Or a Jamaican? Or a West Indian? Or a Haitian?
Black, man.
Black? Alright, but let's say I was somebody else and I was to ask you the same question. Or if you go for a job interview and someone asks you.
Still say the same thing.
Still say the same thing? Alright. Well, regardless of what it may be, so-called black, Hispanic, and Native American are the Israelites of Negro and indigenous descent. If you descend from the slave trade, if you suffered under colonization, these things happen to our people because we didn't want to keep God's commandments. Right? It was a divine thing that happened to our people because there's a special anointing on us. We know in our spirit that we're better than everybody else. Black man, what I can ask any so-called black person, be like, hey brother, you know you're a king? Be like, yeah, I know I'm a king. You can feel it in your spirit.
You got 5 minutes, right?
Right, brother? You can feel it in your spirit you're a king. But the problem is that we don't know because we don't have a lot of our people don't know that we're God's chosen people. And we're upheld by a higher standard by the eyes of God. And we get punished more than everybody else is because we're his chosen people. And because we don't do the things that we're supposed to be doing, hey man, look how we're living out here, man. We out here destroyed, man. Killing each other. Look at us in Chicago, man. Look at out there in Compton, man. They call it, what? Chirac, man. We got brothers out there in Chicago. We know brothers in Chicago, man. There's a high rate of killings out there, man. And it's people, and it's their own people. Right? Let me get Deuteronomy 7 and 6.
I gotta get my friend. Thank you, brother.
Alright, brother. Take a flyer, brother. Take a flyer, brother, real quick. Appreciate your time, King. Check that flyer out, brother, when you got time, alright? Alright, don't lose it, brother. You're an Israelite, you gotta keep the commandments. Alright? Sis, you got a minute for the words of the Lord? Alright. Let me get, you wanna continue on that? Let's see.
And I will bring them again into the land which I promised with an oath unto their fathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob.
Who do we belong to?
Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob.
Right.
And they shall be lords of it, and I will increase them.
And
I will increase them, and they shall not be diminished.
And they shall what?
And they shall not be diminished.
Right.
And I will make an everlasting covenant with them to be their God.
And he will what?
And I will make an everlasting covenant with them to be their God.
No, he's going to make an everlasting covenant with just all the nations of the earth. He's going to only make an everlasting covenant to the children of Abraham, Isaac, and specifically Jacob. You have to come from that seed line to get that everlasting covenant, man. And God is a man of his word, man. Keep going.
And I will make an everlasting covenant with them to be their God, and they shall be my people.
And we shall what?
And they shall be my people. And I will no more drive my people of Israel out of the land that I have given them.
Right. Hey, and in that day, and that's the kingdom right there, man. That's the everlasting covenant that God is going to give us, man. He's going to put us back on top, put us back in the land, and we're going to be ruling over every nasty, stinking white person on this earth, man.
That's right, man.
And we're going to put them in such hard bondage slavery, man, that they're going to become extinct on this earth, man. And eradicate this cancer, man, and cut them off, man. Come on, you can be on your piece.
This is the book of Baruch, chapter 4, verse 25. My children, suffer patiently the wrath that has come upon you from God.
What do we got to do?
Suffer patiently the wrath that has come upon you from God.
And we got to suffer patiently, man.
No, you don't, brother.
Keep going.
For thine enemy has persecuted thee, but shortly thou shalt see his destruction.
That shall what?
Thou shalt see his destruction.
Hey, but shortly we're going to see the destruction of America.
Take a flight, take a flight.
Hey, America's coming to an end.
Take a flight, brother.
Hey, brother, take a flight, brother.
Take a flight.
Take a flight, brother.
I got a Bible.
You got a Bible, but check out this flyer.
I got a Bible in the house.
All right, all praises. All right, you can read it, but check out that flyer, though.
I'm that guy. I can tell you some stuff, you blow your mind. You think I'm crazy.
All right, brother. But check out that flyer first when you get a chance, brother, all right? All right, King. All right, stay up, brother. You're an Israelite. You got to keep the commandments. All right, brother, respect.
My children, suffer patiently the wrath that has come upon you from God. For thine enemy has persecuted thee.
Right.
But shortly thou shalt see his destruction.
But thou shalt what?
But shortly thou shalt see his destruction.
Read.
And shalt tread upon his neck.
And we shall what?
And shall tread upon his neck.
Going on.
My delicate ones have gone rough ways, and were taken away as the flock caught of the enemies. Be of good comfort.
What are we going to do?
Be of good comfort, O my children, and cry unto God.
What do we do every day on the
And
Sabbath?
cry unto God,
Read on.
for he shall be remembered of him that brought these things upon you. For as it was in your mind to go astray from God, so being returned, seek him 10 times more.
What are we going to do?
Seek him 10 times more.
No, but we got to let our faith dwindle.
Seek him 10 times more.
Right? We got to seek God 10 times more in this truth, man. Right? We got to go harder in this thing, man. Because we see that we're living in the last days, man. We got to seek God 10 times more, man. You find yourself lacking, man. You find yourself lacking in faith, man. Just remember all the things, all the promises that God has for our people, man. In the kingdom of God, man. Let me get Revelation 22 and 12. I'm going to close out with that. Okay, Con.
For he that brought these plagues upon you shall bring you everlasting joy again with your salvation.
With what?
With your salvation.
Hey, man. And that's the word of God, man. God said just like he brought all these plagues upon us, man, he's going to bring upon us salvation these last days, man. Because a father, he's going to chastise his son, man. When we go wrong, that's being tried in the fire, man. Being gold being tried in the fire, man. He's trying to perfect his art. He's trying to perfect his gold, man. And he's got to take all those impurities out of that gold, man.
That's right.
That's why we got to come back and we got to repent and we got to learn all these things that is required of us, so that we know what we can and what we can't do during Jacob's trouble, what we can and cannot eat during Jacob's trouble, right? We got to get right before we get left. Let me get Revelation 22 and 12, man. If you're so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native American, you're an Israelite, you got to repent and keep the commandments, man. Let me get this.
Book of Revelation, chapter 22 and verse 12.
Bring it out.
And behold, I come quickly.
What the Lord say?
And behold, I come quickly.
Hey, the kingdom of heaven is at hand.
And behold, I come quickly.
Right.
And my reward is with me.
Right.
To give every man according as his work shall be.
No, only by faith.
According as his work shall be.
Read on.
I am Alpha and Omega.
Who's Yahushua?
I am Alpha and Omega.
Who's the Lord of Lords?
I am Alpha and Omega.
Who's the King of Kings?
I am Alpha and Omega.
Read.
The beginning and the end.
Right.
The first and the last.
Right.
Blessed are they that do his commandments.
What the Lord say?
Blessed are they that do his commandments.
Right.
That they may have right to the tree of life and may enter in through the gates into the city.
Amen. And with that, I want to give all honor and glory to the Most High God, Yahweh, in the name of his only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai. And with that, Kwum Yashala. Kwum Yashala. Kwum Yashala. Kwum Yashala. Death to America.